Hello YouTube, Marauders here, and today I have the Sony PlayStation wireless USB adapter. So this is basically a little wireless dongle for your Windows PC, which once you plug it in, you'll be able to use your DualShock 4 wirelessly with your Windows PC. So this is pretty much, you could say that it's the equivalent of Microsoft's own Xbox One wireless adapter for the Windows PC. But okay, first of all, for all of you who are just dying to know that one most important question which I know you are asking, I'm sorry, but this does not turn a DS4 controller into an Xinput compliant controller. It will still end up as a normal joystick. So yeah, in case that was a question that you were thinking of asking, that's answered already. Okay, so let's just plug it in. Note that this doesn't come with the dongle, it's just something that I have. Okay, so just plug it in. And once plugged in, you see that there's a little light here that indicates that it's activated. And one thing to note is that once you plug it in, you might be wondering, how come you lost all audio on from your Windows PC? Well, that's because if you go over to the sound and audio settings, right click on it, select playback devices, and if you now notice that most likely your default sound device has switched over to this headset earphone here, which is basically the audio output that's being provided by the wireless dongle. So if you still want sound to come through your normal PC, you need to select your normal speakers and click on the set default to set it back. But if you're intending to use the audio from the audio jack on your DualShock, you need to make sure that this is selected, so you'll pipe the audio through the DualShock. Now, the obvious application that you're supposed to use the wireless adapter in is, of course, the PS4 remote play application for you to remote control your PlayStation 4. And so it has you can see how to pair the controller and the wireless adapter. And here's something interesting. So if you look at the steps, so connect the adapter to the PC. Now push the adapter in the direction of the arrow for at least 3 seconds. So if you're familiar with any sort of wireless adapter, you know that there's usually like a little button that you push to start the connection process. But I don't know whether to say that it's to save cost or anything. There's actually no button on the PlayStation wireless adapter. What you do is you press the entire adapter down into the connector. So the whole body is essentially the connect button. So you press it down and hold it. So now it's blinking to initiate the connect process, and we will press from the off. When your controller is off, hold share and the PS button. So that'll start the pairing, and once it's paired, the dialog box goes away. And to really show that this whole setup is meant for remote play, you can just press the options button on the controller and it already starts remote play on its own. You don't even need to press anything else. Now once you connected your DualShock 4 to your PC like this, you can actually use the DualShock 4 like a normal joystick with the PC. And there we go, remote play is activated, and if you can see, I can just control without any issue. Well, basically it works. There's not much to it works. Whether or not there's any input lag, most likely is there, but whether it's because I'm using remote play, or is it because of the lag between the controller and the wireless adapter? That's hard to say, but all in all, it works. Haven't had much issue with it. So nothing much to talk about that. It does its job, and it does it, I guess you can say it does it well. And now to demonstrate that audio is coming out of the controller, I'm gonna just plug my speaker here into the controller. Okay, so let's talk about a few nitpicks of the wireless adapter. Now the first one is you can only pair one controller at a time to the adapter. I think it's more because of the fact that Sony just expects you to use this with the remote play app, and you can only do one play with that anyway. So that's why they didn't put too much time into making you be able to use multiple controllers with the wireless adapter. After all, unlike Microsoft, where giving you the adapter means that they are encouraging you to use the controllers in Windows, Sony has no reason to let you buy more DualShock 4 controllers to use on your Windows PC. And that's why they probably didn't go for trying to get Xinput to work as well. Now the one of the other things that I will have to nitpick with it is that once you pair your controller with the adapter, if you want to use this same controller back on the PS4 again, you have to pair the controller to the PS4. Now, this is pretty much the same as the Xbox. If you use the Xbox One controller with the Xbox wireless dongle, you have to reconnect it to the Xbox. No issues there. The issue here is that the only way to pair a DualShock 4 to the PlayStation, you have to physically use a USB cable and connect the controller back into the PlayStation. You can't on the Xbox One. You basically just press a button on the console, and then you press a button on the controller, and they're paired up again. They're synced up again. But in this case, in the PS4's case, you have to find a cable. So this might be a bit inconvenient for people who plan to switch around between doing a lot of remote play and playing on the console directly. Previously, if without the USB adapter, if you connected the DualShock 4 to the PC using a USB cable, one good thing that happened was connecting the DualShock 4 controller to the cable didn't break the connectivity, the relation between the DualShock 4 and the PlayStation 4. So the moment you're done with wired play on the PC, you can just disconnect it and then reconnect, and then just turn off the controller and turn it back on, and it will connect back to the PS4 wirelessly. So it was convenient. It was something that I liked. But the thing here is, if you use a wireless adapter, then obviously you have to connect the cable back to your PS4 so that you can associate the controller back with the console. So yeah, I don't really like it that much. So that's one of my major nitpicks. Other than that, and mainly because of that, I would say I don't see much reason to get the wireless adapter. Mainly because, first of all, if you're an avid PC gamer and you really just want to use the DualShock 4 wirelessly on your PC game, on your Steam games or whatever, this doesn't help, since it doesn't allow it to become an Xinput compatible controller. You're still going to be stuck with all the usual issues of trying to use a normal joystick with your Xinput games. Whether or not all the Xinput emulators still work? I don't know. It's not something that I'm familiar with and I haven't had the time to try. And then there's the whole reconnection back to the PlayStation 4 as well. The fact that you have to use an actual USB cable to re-establish the connection back to the PlayStation 4 after connecting to the adapter means that's an extra chore. So I guess the main thing here is, if you really use remote play a lot and for some reason you can't run a cable between your PC and your controller when you're doing remote play, yes, this is the wireless adapter will work for you. But in general, if you don't do remote play with your PlayStation 4 and you are just trying to think of a way to use the DualShock 4 wirelessly with your PC, I think you're better off using a Bluetooth connection. There's no reason for you to buy this at all. In fact, probably the only reason to buy this if you want to use wireless is because with this, the earphone jack works, the earphone and mic works, and that's it. It doesn't really bring much other advantages. Okay, so that was a quick review of the Sony PlayStation wireless adapter, and this is Marauders. I will see you all in the next video.